What? What? All right. All right. We gonna set this party off right. What's going on, world? You already know what it is. It is time for a Blurred Perch session with your favorite blurs. Right here at the new Blurred Order. What's popping? Don't change your dial. If you still do dials, do they do dials anymore? I don't think so. Well, if you're on the YouTubes, don't go nowhere. If you're on the Twitters, don't go nowhere. If you're on the Facebooks, don't go nowhere. If you're watching on Twitch, what's popping? You are in for a treat today. Shout out to those of you all who are also listening on Spotify, iHeart, as well as Google and Apple Podcasts. Today we're going to talk with a good friend of ours, y'all. Somebody that we know has been very instrumental in let's just say having impacts on our childhoods with regard to some of the content we watch. A gentleman by the name of Big Tank is going to join us and discuss some of the things that happened during the Boondocks and when that was happening, and a whole bunch of other things that this very important, successful black man has to give us knowledge of. Holla at your boy. Let's just go ahead and say what's up to you, the viewer. What's popping, y'all? It's another week to talk this blurred stuff. I'm your boy, the real Biz Taylor, Blurred Man himself, reporting live from Woodcrest, and I am joined by none other than Mr. Bad Tie himself. We've got Yazzie in the building. We've got Tiffy Starchild amongst us as well. And we've even got Omar, the serial murderer, serial killer, Holman in the building. But we also have another special guest for you guys that we would like to introduce. But before he is introduced, why don't you tell them where we came from, Yvette, and who he is? You already know.
I love the new Blurred Order. You should too.
Whoa.
Let me get all this 10P Wayne. All the niggas rapping about the same old thing. I've been coming through with the same old game. Ain't shit changed except now I got a name. Got it out the mud, but we got no stains. Cold ass lizard with a gold ass chain. The girl call me daddy, not my government name. Money on my mind, got them bands on my brain. Let me tell y'all about a nigga I know. The nigga say clean, so y'all got hoes.
Like I said, everybody, do not adjust your television, your screen, your phone, your laptop, your iPad, whatever this is that you're watching on. You are in the right place. And yes, we're going to talk blurred stuff today. I don't know why Omar's on the screen. It's supposed to be me. What's going on? Yes, for those of you all who know who we are, we talk blurred stuff. Yes, black nerd stuff. And one thing that we ain't going to pretend like is like we wasn't all as black nerds influenced by the momentous and oh so pivotal, oh so influential show, The Boondocks. Well, what you may not have known is that some of those very songs and some of that very stuff that you saw in that show were influenced and even produced by none other than this gentleman right here, Mr. Big Tank, who's not just a dude who worked on the Boondocks. He's also a guy who is, believe it or not, worked with a lot of different shows as the senior VP Sony music supervisor. And he's worked on movies you love, like Praise This Movie, like Greenleaf. He's worked with some of your favorite artists, like, I don't know, Rihanna, Fabulous, Missy Elliott, Christina Aguilera, and he's here to join us today. I want y'all to help me welcome for the first time, but hopefully not the last, the one and only Big Tank Sport. What's up, bro?
What up, y'all?
How you, man? You all right? Everything good in your neck of the woods, bro? It's you, bro. It's you. What's popping?
Everything good, man. It's hot as hell in Vegas. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, it's amazing out here. I'm having a good day. Already worked out today. You know, trying to just get my day going now.
Hey, man. You had a busy week, bro. I know you move around a lot. I mean, you strike me as a gentleman who wears a lot of hats. Producer, you know, a bunch of other hats.
DJ, father, exactly.
There you go. Yeah. So, what's your week been like that brought you up to be in Vegas today and stuff? You do a lot of traveling. What's going on?
I just got back from Pittsburgh. I went home to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, but I just got back. This week was a lot of Ghost. Next season of Ghost, which is going to be crazy. BMF is off to an amazing start. So we're like finishing up shows, you know, with all the strikes and whatnot going on. Some of the stuff that we've already filmed, we have to finish up. And then I had 2 shows drop. A new episode this week. The Shy aired for the first. We premiered last night, and then Swagger dropped also a new episode this week. So just trying to get shows going and keep killing his music, man.
My man is banging out in a whole bunch of different industries. He is juggling multiple franchises and doing it effortlessly. And I'm not gonna lie, bro, you have such a long, impressive resume that it's difficult to ignore, like all of these different projects that you're involved in. I mean, what's it like? Did you see this as your future as a young child? Like, this is where you're gonna end up? Is it still like you still pinch yourself, or is it like, yeah, I earned this shit, damn it? You're damn right.
Like, I always knew. Nah, I'm bullshitting. Nah. I was about to give you about a minute and just, when I was 2, I could just feel it. Nah, keeping it, just keeping it 100. Like, you just work, man. Like, you just go at this shit every day, trying to do your best at it. And then, like, you just hope that it happens. And, I went from literally DJing since I was like a kid. Like, I still get down, I still scratch and spin. So, DJing like tons and tons and tons at the house, and then my mom let me have her room because I always had my friends coming over to sit down while I DJ. So then I DJed in college, and when I went to go play basketball overseas and whatnot, when I came back, DJing was kind of over. So like dudes wasn't really spinning like that, you know what I mean? So everything kind of morphed into production. So if I wanted to stay active in it, the natural progression was to become a music producer. So taught myself how to play keys and, just started really just, 10 toes down. And then, I was making beats in my garage. Like I had turned my garage into a studio and was making beats in there constantly. And I thought I was hot. Like you could tell me shit. I was like, this shit. But fortunately, my mom's was like, yo, you got like, somebody out here who's really close, family friend, blah, blah, blah. You should go hang out with this dude. He does music too. And at that time I was like, man, whatever. Going over this dude's house and bless him with my beats. And it ended up being this dude named Butter, who had produced like Bow Down and all this stuff. And I'd known Butter for a long time, but I didn't know he had blown up. And like I, went to his crib and was just watching him, and he had a bunch of platinum plaques, or that side, platinum plaques and whatnot. And I was just like, "Yo, show me how to get down." He literally just taught me how to make beats. So, I sat there for like a year under his wing, just like really learning how to get down. And from that, man, it just kept growing and growing and growing. You know what I'm saying? So it's been an amazing journey, though. I ain't gonna hold you.
How old were you around that time when you got the got put on with Butter?
Man, so I had already graduated from college. I already played overseas a couple years. I was already a dad, so probably like 27, 20, nice. 27.
Okay, so
I was a grown man. But I was a grown ass man. I had I worked in pharmaceutical sales. Like I was a dad. Oh, wow. I was doing it.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. You dropped a lot of knowledge in that. You say you played overseas. I was unaware of that. You said that you went to college, but one of the things you said that stuck out the most was that your mom gave you her room.
Oh yeah. So when I was a kid, man, like I would make mixtapes all the time, right? So people would always just come over to my house, and I would like sell little mixtapes, and there would always be so many people in my room because. Like the turntables were bought for me and my 2 brothers. Like it was like a family thing, a family Christmas gift. But I was in my older brother's room so much DJing that they was like, put him in his room. So I took him in my room, which wasn't one of the biggest rooms in the crib or whatever. But my friends and I would always have people over, always. So my mom just was like, hey, you should just take my room. And she had her own bathroom and stuff. So when I was like 16, my mom gave me a room and I started spinning in there and it just kind of took off, man. That's crazy. Like when you think back, like I didn't think about it like that until you said it. Yeah, like my mama definitely gave me the master bedroom. That's crazy.
Yeah, y'all. I mean, why is everybody acting like this is normal? Does anybody else in here, mom, forfeit their room to further their careers? Raise your hand, please. No, exactly. That's not normal shit, bro.
Nah, for real. I thank my mama every day for everything. Like it none of it would be here if not for her. So, I got to give her all the P's. Her and my big brother Steve, those two, got me going.
That's a big deal, man. Well, listen, clearly it worked. So thanks, Mom, for giving up
sure.
the whole
Nancy Thornton, thank you.
Miss Thornton, yeah, we certainly appreciate it. Ty, I saw you had your hand up. What's up, big bro?
Yeah, Big Tank. I keep hearing you say you played across seas, man, and I like for those that don't know, I mean that you that's saying that you was a real baller. Like you wasn't just like just average Joe. You went after and was like, hold up, I got skills enough where I can go over here and get paid and get my shit on. So I mean, you are like how tall? Like 6'5", 6'6"?
No, I'm 6'2".
Oh, you 6'5". See, you look. When you get a name like Big Tank, I was like, hold up, his name is Tank. And look, they see what I'm saying?
Hold on.
Yeah, he pulled the.
Put him away. I want to hurt nobody, but put him away because we ain't trying
to. This is a children's show, man. You bringing the guns out? Look,
this tall nigga privilege, man. Look at this. This 6'2" privilege over here.
Yo, but one thing I did notice when I went on your page, man, is I saw your son. Now, your son played for Duke, I think USC. You know what I'm saying? And them handles, I seen them breaking some ankles, making people look stupid out there. Man, how's that feel to be for you to go and play basketball across seas, then have a son that goes in the same direction and goes to try to achieve that same goal? How's that feel as a father, man?
Amazing. I ain't gonna hold you, like for real. Like, I mean, listen, I love my kids. I have 4 beautiful children. Lucky, like it's the best thing ever on the planet. Like, seeing you and your kids, do what they want to do and be successful. It is, it's the best thing, man. Like I would trade that in for all the money and everything like that. Being a parent is by far the best shit. Right. So seeing my son take and coaching him through AAU and just like seeing him fight through, good days and bad days and ups and downs and, playing, like last year, he averaged 20 and 7 overseas, and we're trying to figure out where he's going to go next year with his agent, and just seeing the journey continue, and hopefully when he has a son, he also continues in the journey of some sort of athletics. We just like sports in my family, so it's been terrific just to see him just grow. He's home now, training and whatnot. So. But it's been amazing, man. It's been amazing to do.
Did he gravitate?
Sorry.
My bad. Did he gravitate to basketball on his own, or did you kind of like put the ball in front of him? Like, come on, this is like you're gonna do what Daddy did. This
you know what's crazy, man? I love this so much. I probably just had him around it. You know what I mean? Like, since he was like little, like we won an AAU national championship when he was like 9 years old, like that was our first AAU, national championship, and like this kept going. So, when you start seeing success really early, I think it motivates you to just continue to do it at the highest level. So he just, stayed on it. But he makes beats too, and he's dope, like crazy, like he's produced songs all over the place. So, yeah, man, it's I love my life so much. I figured, let me show him everything I do, and maybe he'll love it too. You know what I'm saying? That's the truth.
That's a big deal. So does he? So you say he makes beats too. Does anybody else have any interest in working in the entertainment field like you do with the shows and producing and being kind of like in the realm? Because I mean, producing some songs is one thing, but working in the capacity of a VP like that has a whole nother like set of like obligations, right?
Yeah, you know what, man? I think like eventually when he when the ball stops bouncing for him, he'll come over and jump in a business 10 toes down with me. But my baby girl is starting to really like get in the beats and like make them.
Oh, snap.
So like I'm teaching her how to use different DAWs, from Ableton and Serato Studio and things like that. So if she ever wants to truly get into it, I want her to know how. But she's into the writing of it and all of it. So she's just really creative. You know, my other two daughters are like, yeah, we like to listen to it. That's it.
Do you still hoop?
Man.
I'm sorry.
I am not going to disrespect the game and say I hoop.
Come on.
Never, not even for funsies.
Yeah.
Hoop? See, hooping is not just going out there and throwing the ball towards the basket. If you're a hooper, you know you at this all day. The ball feels like it's in your hand.
Okay.
Like when you bounce the ball, it feels like it's a part of your body. Right now, I went and bought some new LeBrons maybe like a month ago, right? Real talk. Like, all right, let me get some workout shoes. All right. Got in the gym, got a ball. I feel like I was just smacking the ball like I might as well have been dribbling with this side of my hand, man. It was terrible.
Yeah,
it was terrible. I was like, what the hell? Shooting, I took my 4 jumpers and was like, whew. This is crazy. So, you asked me this next February if I stay on the pad, because I'll be out there doing dribbling drills and everything. If I stay on the pad by next February, maybe I can hoop a little bit. But right now, I'm just having fun in the gym.
All right. Note to self: do not pick up Big Tank for 3-on-3 21 tournament.
I said a mean pick right now, but that's about it.
Tell him once you got a son that's a hooper, man. You know you can hang your shit up. You could be like, oh, you want to hoop? Oh, you hoop? Hold on a second.
I got you.
Hey, Junior. Hey, Junior. Come down here. Come get him. Come get him real quick. Cause he'll be in a second.
Nah, man. I was dunking until probably about like 6 years ago, and I tried to dunk and I almost killed myself, man. I don't know what. Like I don't know if y'all ever had a sciatica. Listen, I ain't know what that pain was. Like I went and sat down. This real talk, yo. I went and sat down. I'm like, damn, that's different. Like,
ooh, that's a spicy.
like the next day, I'm done. I call my mom. Right, I'm complaining to my mom bad. I'm like, yo, my back is doing something it ain't never done. Like, this is crazy. So she's like, boy, quit complaining. Like, my mama is definitely a boy's mom. She got 3 boys, right? Boy, quit complaining. You know, I'm like, all right. You know, so I'm over here trying to figure it out, man. I'm in pain, like serious pain, though. So I go to a chiropractor.
I was going to say, you need to go to the chiropractor to fix sciatica, my man.
Wrong. He completely messed me up. He cracked me up. He twisted me up. He don't tell me, like, you know, what's going on. So, man, I walk out of there worse. So I go home. Like, now I'm taking baby steps in front of each other. Like, I'm jacked up. I go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. I try to come back. I just stop and just lay on my floor. Like, I'm like, I'm a rat. You can't lay down. You can't put your feet straight. Any weight on your back is terrible. So I go back to another chiropractor, and he tells me you need to go to a physical therapist. This really happens in the 2000s. So I go to a physical therapist. Yo, these dudes put me on like man, it was like a surgery table. But only like half my body though, right? And they lock your arms. Yo, this is uncomfortable for me, right? So they're holding your arms here, and they start turning this thing, yo. And it's like stretching out your back, and then they make you walk. Yeah, man. But basically, it releases the nerve because you know, like it's a nerve, and like you push the nerve. So, but it released the nerve, so I had to do that for like a week, like 3 times a week.
So he's talking about, it's called decompression. It's a very violent way of decompression. They have machines now that do it way easier as you lay on a table face up, not, you know, in a guillotine position, like you're about to, you know, get your arms cut off or anything like that. But sorry, I'm a healthcare professional, so like, I know all about this. So you lay on a table. They like, it's basically like a have you guys ever been zip lining?
No.
Yeah. Yes.
No? Okay. Well, you know, basically like the little harness that they put around like your legs and stuff like that. It's like that, but less like putting your legs through holes. Basically, it's like a kind of like a strap that goes around your body and straps around and stuff like that, and then it pulls your back. Like there's a little string that pulls your back like that, and it's very comfortable and relaxing. It's called decompression. Yeah, that's why I said most, but chiropractors have that. So the chiropractor should put you on that touching you.
Well, he just wanted his money because he definitely didn't do that. My neck felt better, but my back was a wrap.
Yeah,
it sounds like medieval torture. Like it literally sounds like when they were
literally.
like,
that's how I used to explain to patients. I'd be like, okay, so you guys remember the guillotine? This is a less violent guillotine. I'm like, we are going to stretch you out.
That's not a
but they love that shit. They're like, yo, put me on the stretch thingy. Like, let's do this. They get excited for it. It's great.
That works.
Last question about this subject. But what the fuck was you doing that was you trying to dunk on somebody? Like,
no,
were you trying to cross over?
I wasn't playing at the time. I was just like, I still dunk, and they was like, man, do it.
No, you did the Sprite thing. Yeah, the Sprite can't.
Wrong.
Can't do it.
It was bad. That felt. Recently, one of my boys was like, yo, because I'm working out, like I'm doing 2 a days. He's like, yo, you gonna try and dunk again? No. This is just for me. This is for me to know I can get a 6-pack if I want to. This is just for me. But all that dunking shit, man, come on. What am I trying to do something to?
Well, I'm glad that I hope that you don't sustain lifelong injuries from that because we need you, bro. You're hella important. I mean, for you to be, we want to ask you later in the show about some of your experience with some of these superstars that you've had an opportunity to work with, even producing the 1 Minute Man song. I know there's stories surrounding this, but if I can keep it real, man, one of the things that's so relevant as of today is some of these other dope things that you're doing with your time. Like, we know you've worked on Raising Kanan, Ghost, and shows like Swagger. Even the movie Praise This. But if we can keep it G, bro, one of the things that still, even years after it's discontinued, that's still making its rounds in the community is the work that you did on the Boondocks, bro. And I'm just curious as to what it was like to be on such a monumental, influential show, and B, how did you get hooked up with Carl and Aaron, and how did you end up in that space where you could put together this music for this show?
All right, so I was making records, right? And a friend of mine introduced me to a guy named Dennis Cowan. He had a show called Static Shock. It was another cartoon.
Oh, yeah.
He's an
Shit.
artist. Yeah.
What the fuck?
So he introduced me to Dennis, so I did the music on Static Shock. Now, at that time, like, this song's on Static Shock from Janae Aiko, this song's on Static Shock from Neo. Like, nobody knew who they was yet. Like, we was just grinding. Like, this is my little crew. And we was just making, like, songs, and I was scoring these shows. And so, it was my first time doing any kind of animation. So when Static Shock was over, Dennis introduced me to Aaron because Aaron was doing the Boondocks. And Aaron just wanted to know that you could, like, for real make beats. Like, he wanted, like, a for real producer, like, to come in. Like, he didn't want, like, a normal composer. He wanted, like, a for real producer. So he came to the stew and, was just, let me see you do something. So he was like, yo, I kind of want something like, and he named a couple of songs. And I was like, okay, bet. So I chopped up some drums and proceeded to make the theme song, and he basically was like, yo, you got it. Let's go. Like, you got the job. So once I made the beat, it was pretty much a wrap. So that's how I got
hold on. Are you talking about, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. You talking about the theme song for, like, for the Boondocks?
Mm-hmm.
For the Asher Rule joint? So that I am the stone that the builder refused. That's all you right there?
Yeah.
My man, yo, so
in the game, man.
How the hell? Okay, so because here's where the confusion lies. I saw an interview, or I saw Asheru, who I believe was the one that performed that project,
Mm-hmm.
right? I saw him talking at one of his concerts where he was talking about the all of the everything that went into that project, and I just was unaware that you had, that you were the one who actually made. So what, when you're thinking, okay, this is what I'm making this for, how do you put that into what it is that you're making? Like, how do you know what's going to be a good fit for that particular type of production?
Right. So off the rip, I knew I wanted, like, Aaron. Like, Aaron's like a hip hop head, like a backpack kind of hip hop guy. So Like he wanted like some old school drums. So like that's a drum breaks, drums cut up. You know what I mean? I made it like I was making a record. You know what I mean? And he wanted it to be like a superhero, like a black superhero type of thing. So that's what the idea for horns. Horns came in, and it was it was pianos and horns. Like he likes organic sounds and like hip hop drums. So as I was making it, I kind of knew which way I wanted the beat to go. Now, what Ashrew did to it, he blessed it. You know what I mean? Like after the beat was done, mixed it, bounced it, and Aaron sent it to Ashrew. And when I got it back, all I had to do was touch up like little stuff, and it was.
Oh my God!
Yeah, he killed it.
That's iconic, yo. That song from that. Excuse me, while I make some adjustments here. That song is completely ridiculous. And I don't know, I'm assuming you probably didn't have anything to do with Asheru being the one who rapped over it. Like you just produced it, or did you get the chance to, make it?
So Aaron was really cool with Asheru. Aaron knew Asheru from I think college. You know what I mean? Okay. So he had knew Asheru for a long time. So he already, like he was just like, yo, get it to my guy. So we sent it on out to him.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what's up, man. I see. And this song right now still carries so much weight. But that's not the only song that you put out there. Obviously, there's this dude who became really popular. We talked with Carl about it, named Thugnificent, obviously, who had this song called, well, we thought it was called Booty Butt Cheeks. But based on recent events, we've learned that it originally was dubbed Move Them Butt Cheeks. And you were instrumental in making that song. Could you give us some background as to what went into the creation of Move Them Butt Cheeks or Booty Butt Cheeks, whatever?
All right, so real talk, man. So when I first got the job, because I produced like all the songs on the show, right? So I didn't know at the time because I was a composer, but I was also a music supervisor. So they hit me up and was like, they sent me the animatic. So that's basically, it looks like a black and white cartoon, right? It's before all, a lot of the stuff is done. So it's like the first scene, like you see like some asses on a TV screen shaking and Grandad's watching it, and there's no sound. You know what I mean? So I'm watching it and the Granddad's just like, that's right, get it. So John's ad-libs is on there. So I'm like, I'm like, oh shit, okay. Huh. So I just went to so I made a beat with my boy. I just made a beat like real quick, and my boy Ray was with me, and I was like, "Yo, record me real quick." So I just ran in there, and literally, because it was some butt cheeks moving, I just like move them butt. So then we stack it like 4 times, right? And then I go, Ray, go in there. And he's like, romp! It's hilarious. So we're just acting stupid, right? I made the beat maybe like 5 seconds, right? we're completely just having fun. Like, I'm not knowing, because of my first, like, on Static Shock, it was dramatic music. Like, I'm like going there, right? This, I'm just getting to have fun. So I'm not knowing, and they don't give me no direction. They're just like, yeah, go ahead. I'm like, I'm silly as it is. You know what I mean? So I'm like, oh, you fucked up. Let me have some leeway. So, so I hand in Move Them Butt Cheeks. Man, so everybody, so they play it, everybody loves it, right? I'm like, all right, cool. All right, I can do what I can be me, right? So Fast forward. Because I didn't know at first. Like when they're writing these scripts, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like I don't know until I get the script. So they got this new character, Thugnificent, and his hit song is that song, right? So I'm like, how? All right. So when I see it and it's saying Booty Butt Cheeks, I don't say nothing. I don't know. So I let it ride. So I'm like, don't think I told nobody, honestly, for maybe like a year. I was like, oh no, I'm not saying booty butt cheeks, right? It was like, what? I'm saying move them butt cheeks. But they don't even know really that it's my voice saying anything. You know, when I'm doing a record, they don't know who I'm putting on it. You know what I mean? But they don't know it's me. So I'm like, I'm clearly, y'all don't have, I'm clearly them butt cheeks. Like, nah. But by then, we had already had some bangers. So I honestly didn't think it was ever going to be discovered because I didn't tell nobody. I was shocked when people started finding out. I was like, oh shit, how'd they find out? Somebody who got the stems? Did somebody take my hard drive? Like,
because they say it on the show too. Like, is it moving butt cheeks or booty butt cheeks? Who gives a damn? It's a show about butt cheeks. I'm like, well, I want to know what is it like this?
No, that was after. But no, when people started finding out, I was like, but now Aaron and them, because people started talking about it before.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people started talking about it before, so that's why they went ahead and answered the question. You know, so.
but Big Tank, do you actually? Because as they portrayed in the anime, you, which by the way, I'm curious as to what you thought about this depiction of you.
Yo, I'm the biggest dude in the country. Like when they told me they was drawing me, I was like, oh, that's dope. Then I was like, why am I so big? That time I didn't have a full beard, I was only rocking the goatee, right? So I was like, my shoulders are big, but I ain't, you know, I ain't that big, y'all. Like that, yeah, he looked like he got out the pen last week. Also, his head is disproportionately small. Yeah. For his big ass body. I was like, is that how y'all see me? Like,
that's messed up. That's messed up.
Is this what you think?
Like, I don't really feel like my head is small. Like, do I have a small head? Like, I thought, I need to get smaller so my head fits. Cause that wasn't cool, man. No, it was crazy. Even just every now and then I'll take John's voice saying, Big Tank, please make it hot, player. And like when I'm doing stuff, I'll scratch it over beats or, you know what I mean? So, you know, I just, you know, now, and you asked me what it was like to be on something so iconic. Keeping it a whole buck with you. Please. When you're doing it, you don't know.
Right.
When you're doing it, you're just doing it. You know, and you're just trying to make the best product and make the best records and all that stuff. So you don't really even know at the time, like, this is going to be like one of them things. You know what I mean? Like, it just really grinding and hoping, you know, for the best. You know what I'm saying? And people took to it, you know what I mean? And then people took to it more and more and more and more and more. But, you know, when you're first sitting down and you're you know, it's karate and there's just so many different aspects to it. Man, you don't even think to yourself, you know, this is going to be like forever and ever. And then it is, and you're like, wow, like it's dope to be a part of that. But I'm gonna tell you that about everything I've ever done, every song I've ever created, or anything. Like, you don't really know, it just does, and then you go, fuck, that's dope. Like, thank you.
Nice. You write it or whatever. I didn't know I had the sound on there, but anyway.
Listen, somebody just took the end of the do 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 and flipped it.
Did you have anything to do with that end credits, that music?
I did all the music.
Yeah,
so it's a 3-bar melody. The name of the beat is 3 bars. Because it's a odd number of bars. Like, nobody does beats that are 3 bars long. It's the weirdest like bar count. Like, if you try to rap over it, you're gonna notice it turns around before you do.
I'm very curious. I mean, we're skipping ahead here because this was on my list of questions. But since we're here, and Ty, I saw you, we're going to definitely make sure we get to your question. Like, please, Asheru and the intro, I can understand. You're like, okay, Aaron, he's a hip-hop head. He likes backpack rap. I have something to maternal, you know, to put, like, to alchemize, so to speak. But for the end credits, or for that 3 bars segment, I'm assuming they give you free reign. And they just say, look, we just need something to play during the credits, or we just need such and such. So you have everything at your disposal, and this is where you land. I'm just curious as to how you landed on the 3 bars and that end credit concept, because it's dope as fuck. It's iconic as shit.
It's weird. Like the drums I use are weird. I think it was like I sampled some drums from some like I don't even know where they're from now. I have to go back and look at my zip. But I mean, and just the drums was just they were just super hard. You know what I mean? And it's not like a kick and snare. Like if you go back and listen to it, it's not like a regular kick and a regular snare. Like there's a kick and a snare supporting it, but the two sounds over the top of it are weird sounds. And then the melody was just cool. You know, it was just and so it just fit, you know. So and it's very little on there. I might have used a kick, snare, hi-hat, and the flute. That might be it. You know, like, I don't think I put very much on that beat. It was just bare bones, but it rocked. Like I'm in the studio jumping up and down, listening to it, like, oh, that's crazy. So, you know, whenever. Hold on, can you guys still hear me or am I cut off?
Yeah, we hear you. We hear you.
Okay, because I can't hear y'all. So.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Can you hear us?
There we go. Now you can't.
Okay. Uh-oh. We'll stop the shit and fly to Vegas if need be. You know what I'm saying? We'll just finish this shit in the studio.
You know?
Were you finished with your thought?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, whenever something makes you get up in the studio rocking, you just know, like, that's fire. So I played it for Aaron. Aaron was like, this shit crazy. You know what I mean? And we put it on the back. But it's just a hard. I was trying to just smash two things together, like something hard with something something soft. You know what I mean? So a really dope melody is catchy and with a flute, you know,
yes.
And
it's got that like smooth Grandad like vibes to it.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Like,
hard drums.
Damn, you can't help but feel them, you know, and just gets your body moving. Yes.
You know what I mean? Over some very hard drums. So yeah, man.
And that was Aaron. When you played it for Aaron, he was just like,
now I'm froze. Damn.
Oh no! We see you fine. We see you, bro.
We see you fine.
Oh no! Oh man, he talked it into existence. All right, well,
there
you are. There you are. He's back. He's back.
It'll freeze and then unfreeze, so it's done it to me.
It's fine. It's pre-recorded. We'll edit it out.
Yeah. I know. What were you gonna say? You said it was Aaron's what?
I said, was Aaron when you played it for him? He just immediately was like, "Oh fuck!" Like the Jay-Z head nod, like,
yeah, nah. You know when Aaron likes shit immediately. You also know when Aaron don't like shit immediately.
Oh, whoa! Oh yeah, did that happen?
No, not like that. You know, Aaron just knows what he wants. I love that.
That's good.
You know what I mean? Aaron how you change a hi-hat sound out. You know what I mean? Like he's like, I don't know if I like that hi-hat. Like he started learning music the more he was in the studio. Aaron knows what he's doing in there.
He seems like a collegiate dude. Ty, before I ask your question, I didn't want to lose this thought. Did you engineer the songs as the people were in the booth, so to speak? My question basically is, when Carl did sing Booty Butt Cheeks, were you there to witness him? Okay,
nah.
okay.
Yeah, you know, I just mixed it. You know what I mean? So you know, but I got the script, so I knew it was coming.
So why? So you saw the script, and you didn't. There was nothing in you that was like.
It was also funny. It was also funny. You know, it was also funny. So I was like, let me see how it comes out. Yeah,
that's crazy. That's dope, man. Yeah. Go ahead, Ty. What was your question, homeboy?
My question, Tank, was more like your relationships with these actors and did you actually like have interactions with them, or was it more like you were just behind the scenes and you know everything you got was just their voices on wax? You know what I'm saying? Because if I heard you mention John, and you know, rest his soul, God rest his soul, but you know, like, did you ever actually have those interactions with those individuals? You know what I'm saying? And like, did you speak to those? Yeah, speak to some of those interactions.
It was both. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes we just send out stuff because you know we're also working on different things at the time. So sometimes I would send it to him. You know, we'd have a phone conversation, go back and forth. You know, with it. Sometimes you're just in sessions with them, and everybody's really easy to work with. Like everybody was funny. Everybody was engaging. You know, some of the table reads would be. I mean, they're just good ass people, man. For real, funny. I mean, John's John, man. He's a legend. You know what I mean? Like, man, That dude, man. Always something good to say though. Every time you see him, just always just a great dude, man. Always trying different things. Some of the ad libs. I don't know if you guys ever pay attention to the backgrounds of the ad libs in the Boondocks, but some of the background shit is the funniest shit I've ever heard in my life. Like like DJ Pooh when he was on there talking about Mo the flight dude. And like Mo invented the color orange is in the background.
Yeah.
That shit made me cry so hard when I was like, what did he say? He invented the color orange. Like, where did that come from? Like, who thought that? You know what I mean? So, but these are like, this is the creativity of the people that we were around. You know what I mean? Homies Over Hoes is like the best song of all time to me. The hook is Do the Homie.
Do the homie.
No, do you understand? Like, Most Def is a genius, yo.
Yes.
For real. And like the little, I did the beat like ding, 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 ding. Yo, I didn't know what he was gonna do. That one I had no parts of until I got it back. I was like, oh my God. This might be the funniest dude on the planet, man. Cause it snapped. Like the worst part about it, the song was fire. Mm-hmm. So it was like so like when I first did it, I didn't have the drum change in the hook. Like and then I have the drum. When all the dudes came in, so when I got it back and heard them do that, I put the drum rolls in and started building around it. Man, when I saw the cut and the dance they was doing, and him, he's jumping just in the VIP. Then you see the dance and Riley going, "Oh shit, oh dog." Aaron's a genius. Most Def's a genius. Dog, it was. I mean, so I basically said that to say, working with all those dudes on, whether it was, via phone or actually being in session with them, just the best dudes, most talented dudes, creative, wasn't afraid to not try anything. We could try anything. Aaron was so open to allow everybody, the opportunities to be as creative as they wanted to be. So it just made it for the best environment. There was no bad ideas kind of thing. It was like, yo, let's try this, let's do that. Everybody was just really, really open to doing it.
So with your personality, this
Omar had. Oh, go ahead, Ty. Go ahead. Sorry.
Now, I was just saying, with your personality, this didn't even feel like a job. So you was going to work every day. Like, I'm like, this is what the hell I live for. Is having these type of experiences. I'm in the company of greatness. I'm surrounded by all these geniuses, and I'm a genius. So hello.
You don't look at yourself like a genius though. You look at yourself like you cheating. Like I'm like, like this is so much fun. Like real talk. Like I listen. If somebody asks me like, "Are you nice?" I'm extremely nice. You know what I'm saying? I'm really good at this shit. I can make a record in 10 minutes. You know what I mean? And I can tell you what's hot for real and what ain't hot for real fast, and who's dope and who's not dope. Like I'm really like that's what I'm a great judge of talent, but I put so much time and effort into this shit every day. I love it so much that it never felt like a job. I always joke with people, as a man, you always hear the saying, happy wife, happy life. Yeah. I'm gonna tell you right now, happy career, happy life. For real.
Ooh, bars.
If you really love what you do every day, oh man. You walk around blessed. I'm blessed. Like extremely blessed every day to do what I do. And to be able to, be around the people and be able to take care of the people I want to take care of. I can afford to do anything I want to do. Like I'm extremely blessed to do something that I love to do. And I work with amazing people, the Courtney Kemps and 50 Cent, and Lena Waithe, and, Reggie and Regina Blythe and Karen and Claire and, just Randy, my guy Randy, who created BMF, he had a stroke. You know what I mean? And always praying for him, and then the team that they put together over BMF, and just get to do Force and Raise the Canaan is, working with them. And like we got Haley's so talented, you know what I mean? And the kid that plays 50 is, when I tell you they're just good people, what's the name came out here a couple of weeks ago, my man Woody, who plays Kane on Ghost, and we just went out to eat, just hanging out with these dudes every day, man, just being around him and Malcolm, from Raise the Cane, and like it's just so many good people, on all these shows too, man. You just feel blessed every day to do everything you do, man, and to be respected for it. You feel me?
That's a big deal. Omar.
Oh, my question, because you said you have like a silly personality, so like to be on the Boondocks or in another show where like you get to like, oh yeah, like go ahead and do what you want, go ahead and like let that fly. Can you say who was the person on either Boondocks or another show where you were like the most surprised that they didn't take themselves that seriously? Like for like with Mos or Yasin Bey, where I was like, oh wow, he went all in, not like he did that. Like, was there someone else that you were like surprised that they like, oh, they went there like, oh fuck my image, we're gonna like we're having fun here, like I'm gonna do that here.
All right, so this is unfair though, because this dude's a comedian. But so I just did a movie in Atlanta called Praise This.
Hey.
So I was basically flipping a bunch of like gospel songs and hip hop songs and things like that. The dude in that picture on the left, bottom left, man, going in the studio with Drewski.
Speak on it, champ.
Oh man, listen, and we have fun every day. He's so funny, and it's not like he's jokes funny. Like write him down. He's like every day hang out with hilarious. Like he's always doing something. Oh man, and he's
Shout out to Drewski.
Drewski's a mon, and he's not afraid to try nothing. You know what I mean? Like he don't have to know the song. He might be off beat. He gonna figure out a way to make it fit. You know what I mean? But then all of a sudden we bring him in to sing. He ain't key. He got a baritone voice. Like he know how to sing. Like, who are you? Like the first day you were here, you might have been the worst. You know what I mean? But he's so talented, and he knows how to make things fit. And then working with Tina, like Tina was the director on Praise This. She's so creatively dope too. So she's in the studio with us. And she's like, try this, and she's throwing him ideas, and he's going and doing everything. Everything she's throwing at him, he's there knocking it out the park. Like Tina's dope with that. Oh man, so we're working with him. He's doing skits like while he's recording, like he's doing stuff. He don't turn off, man. But when I tell you he's just hilarious, man. Hilarious dude, man. Shout out to Drewski.
Shout out to Drewski, man, for sure. It sounds like you probably deal with this a lot because, when you learn you're going to work with somebody, you don't know how that experience is going to be. So I'm sure there's stories you have where it maybe didn't go the way you expected, but we'll leave those alone for right now. I'm a little more curious as to, you alluded to earlier how you had John Witherspoon, and we all love and adore this man from Friday to all of the projects, Boomerang. It's endless. But I'm just curious as to when he actually had to rap like Grandad, like were you have any part to do? Were you there to witness this?
Man.
What was that like? Because I'm trying to imagine. We know he tried to have a rap career, but
no, you gotta let John listen. You don't do like when all those guys, including Carl, when they're in like their creative space, you just get out the way. You know what I mean? Like because you can't tell them how to be funny. They know how to be funny way better than me. So I'm just gonna sit back and enjoy the ride. Like I'm serious, man. They're so dope at what they do. That I just really want to sit back and enjoy the ride. You know what? If I had one wish, though, I wish I could have did one record with Riley.
Oh, a record?
Riley?
He didn't do it. he didn't sing no songs? I felt like
Mm-mm.
the Beans. No, he sure didn't. Yeah, you're right.
Man,
Yeah,
no, but
bro.
I'm talking about like a whole Riley record. That would
Like
have
a
been
whole album.
that would have been so much fun.
Yo,
Young Reezy.
AKA Horse Choker, Escobar.
Oh.
No, Riley Freeman.
Well, for that song, did you have anything to do with like the lyrics of? I mean, who like? Because it was a battle rap, you know. So you just the music.
John.
John made that. John wrote that song.
Man, all those guys will get in there, man. I'm telling you. That's why he's a mother fool. Like these dudes are just, you don't understand, man, just creative juices, man. And they just do stuff. And they land on genius. I joke with one of my friends all the time about that. I'm like, hey, man, I don't know if you know this, but genius just landed on me today. I'm in here just doing all my genius stuff. These dudes are like that. Like they just do stuff, man. And you sit back and be like, that's fucking genius.
Well, I mean, for Pops and for say John Witherspoon and folks like that who are basically hired, obviously, to be on the show. Yes, they're genius, and we sit and we relish in what they bring to the table. But then there's other situations like in the event of the person that he was battling, Thugnificent, and the lethal interjection that also had something to do with some of the battle rap. I'm wondering, like, these iconic folks like Busta Rhymes, who just got his Lifetime Achievement Award, and Snoop also were on these songs. What was it like when they came into the studio, when they had to be in the picture? Did they have that same energy? Did they feel like they could just be loose, or were they trying to stick to the script? I mean, just what's the experience?
So like sometimes dudes would come in, sometimes dudes would record it themselves, you know what I'm saying? So we would get it at different times, you know what I mean? So, it wasn't like there was always time for everybody to be in the studio together at the same time, because we were bringing, these are some heavy hitters, you know what I mean? So at times you could, at times you couldn't, so, but I mean, like I worked, I had already been working on records before I started doing television. So just working with those guys was, normal, you know what I mean? Because like they all make, you're in the studio with them already. I had met most of those guys before we ever did any TV show stuff. So, those are very talented men that till right now are iconic. I mean, there's Bust and Snoop. I mean, come on, man. Like, that's crazy. That we had those guys even doing songs on these shows. I mean, if you really think about that.
I know.
Like the guys who were doing songs on a TV show. You know what I mean? As characters. Like, when's the last time that's ever happened?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but
well, I was gonna say one of my favorite songs was just basically had a cameo in the show, and it was a song called "Dick Riding." Obama. Whoa, hold on. Oh, pause. You know what I'm saying? Not that it needs to be paused. But yeah, with the Dick Ride song, like it was so monumental. It was the Obama episode where, Huey's like, I don't really know if I'm really up on Obama like that, but that was you too. You produced a Will I Am-esque type song for the show. Like what's that like? Like what goes into that?
I don't remember that song. I gotta hear it.
Oh, okay. I will sing it for you. All right. All right. It goes. Woke up this morning saying, yes, we can. Okay. All right. It was what he said. I want to ride your nuts because I think you the man. And now we put Dick riding. Okay, my daughter.
I gotta hear it. I gotta hear it. I don't remember that song.
Why don't you just bring up a clip, Vince? Because you can always just cut it out the show.
Okay. Yeah, all right. I could do that. Well, you know what? If it requires that much, this is if it helps. This was the video that went along with it. And
I didn't do this. This is a song. I didn't do this record. We
you didn't do it? Okay. All right. All right. Well, I thought
like that's not me, Vince. I ain't do that shit. You don't know my hits, nigga. You don't know who the fuck I am. You not see me in my fucking Suge Knight cosplay, nigga? This is death row shit.
Not the Suge Knight.
Now I'm Suge Knight. See the bullshit? See the bullshit. You can't be a sizable black man in 2023 with a beard.
He ruined it for everybody.
We take that back, man. We take that back. But the Thuggin Love, that was definitely you. You were
Oh, yeah.
in on the Thuggin Love, and that wasn't due to homie, but it is Gangstalicious. What's the process that goes into that songwriting?
I mean, the same thing. Like literally, I was in LA watching the clip, and you know, it just had to be something that sounded like something like R. Kelly-esque. You know, is what I was thinking. I was like, oh, how can I go here? And you know, so I did the beat real quick and just started singing the hook, and then had my girl Crystal come down, and she's doing ad-lib runs. Now the funny thing is, that song doesn't even have any verses on it.
Right.
It's only a hook.
Thuggin Love.
Like we never put verses on it. Like
I never realized that.
there's no verses on it. It's just the hook. I got that thuggin love. It would hurt in the background, but there's no hook, man. I mean, there's no. He never rapped on it. We didn't need it. We didn't need it. So yeah, man. That's an Easter egg for you. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Omar.
So Bryan Cranston was an actor that was like, yo, usually you only get like one show, which is like a hit, which is what he said when he's on Malcolm in the Middle. Then he got Breaking Bad. So you've had 2 shows where it's like, oh, there's iconic shows, Boondocks. So like finding out you also did Static Shock, like, oh yeah, you got fucking like 2 bangers. You did Boondocks. That came out what, like not? That was like 2000. When did that debut? 2000. Not 2005. I'm getting the years wrong. But Boondocks is like one of the earlier animated shows that did music. And then we saw shows now that kind of do music like that's integrated into the show years later, like with Steven Universe, Adventure Time, and all that. Do you watch any other like animated shows where it kind of sticks out to you? Do you like, or I guess you could also say like another score of a live action show, but I'm really into like an animated show. Do you listen like, oh wow, like this is good, or are you just like, this is like it could have been stronger here? Because you said you got the ear for what's good and what's not as well. So like, is there anything that sticks out to you? You're like, oh yeah, they're killing it here. They're doing this here.
Man, you know, here's the thing, man. Like right now, just keeping it a whole buck. I'm just busy. Like,
Word.
I got, you know, I mean, we're on strike right now, and I still got like 5 shows going. Like I'm still working.
That's crazy.
That's with the strike going on. So when we're not in strike, and you know, I'm, you know, working on all these shows at the same time, you're working full days. I have a staff, and you know, we're working, you know, long days. So
what's your decompressing process then? And what if you're working all these days, what do you do to like, what's your like unwinding? Or if you're like, oh man, I'm at a block right now, what is it like? Do you watch something or do you listen to something? Like, how do you get out of it? Or do you just like force your way through?
I make beats.
Oh wow, you just make your way out, man. Okay.
Nah, like that relaxes me. Like spinning and making beats is like fun. Like if I can not have to go nowhere and I have to see nobody for a full day, I'll make beats like the whole day.
Oh,
snap. He's a spin master, and he's a spin master. If you could go on his Instagram, he be on there. Yo, he gets still wrecked. He catches wrecked.
Wow.
I love music so much, and I don't think about it like that. Like I'm not trying to OD on it. You know what I mean? Because doing what I do is a job. Like, you know, being supervisors of all these shows and making sure you got hot music and you got the new cutting edge shit. Like I got this kid a record deal from a song on a TV show. You know what I'm saying? So like you want to be like at the forefront of the hotness, but when I'm not working on the shows and doing that stuff, I love making beats.
Word.
You know, I just like getting in that creative zone. I just do.
Go ahead, Ty.
I got a question, and this is in terms of the Joe and the Trey the Trey. You remember the Joe when Joe had the original intro, and then they tried to go with that Trey songs, and yo, he was like, well, "What are y'all going with this? Like, what is this madness? What was that about?" We have the man himself who was responsible. Big Tank.
Wow,
Big Tank. First of all, I'm definitely not responsible. And I have nothing to say about that.
All right. We'll keep him out of. We'll keep him.
But my job is jeopardy. Are you crazy?
That was a great. That was a great fucking question. I'll tell you. Yeah, put him in the hot seat. Put him in the hot seat.
Well done. He stumped him.
I was like, so basically, I didn't hear anything said.
What happened?
I can't throw anybody
no
over the bus
comment.
either. I got no comment. Nice.
But did you? But for the actual, I'm sorry, Todd. Go ahead. I didn't mean.
No. Go ahead, Bill. I'll come back.
I was gonna follow up on that. I was just gonna say for the original. I mean, because we all know, and I didn't plan on going here, but since you asked that question, we all know that Curtis Jackson is his own entity in itself. So I don't want to put you in any realm to face any firing squads, no puns intended. But was there any? Did you have anything to do with the original opening theme of? Nope, that was all Kurt.
50, like 50 will come to you with, and then like he'll play different things for you because he wants your feedback. But 5 is 5. Like he's 50-50. That's
Yeah. I don't want. Yeah.
I'm not gonna say to him about a theme song.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we love 50 since.
They all slap though.
Yeah.
Like every theme song slaps. Like he's just dude's dope. Like if y'all really think about what he did, it's certain dudes that cross over from one thing to another and so seamless and amazing. Like Will Smith from rapping to acting, like that crossover, crazy. What Fifth has done as an executive of these shows, like he built a whole universe. He's given so many people opportunities that they would just not have had. You know what I'm saying? Like this dude is really like he's a whole brand in himself and just the funniest dude ever at the same time. Like, oh my God, he's funny.
50?
Oh my God. Y'all you don't know, man. Come on, you never see like his videos.
50 be trolling, man. 50
I mean, yeah.
He's hilarious, man.
Yeah, 50 is
man, and just cool. Like cool.
Oh, he's cool.
Man.
I don't know.
Here's the thing. I gotta tell y'all this, man.
Please.
Because I'm a normal dude. Like I'm blessed and lucky. I'm normal. Like I'm a normal guy. So I feel like I speak for the people, right?
Yeah, that's cool.
Everybody is ridiculously cool, man. Like Ava DuVernay is cool. They're cool ass people. Lena Waithe is like my family. Like they're so cool, man. Like there's no Courtney Kemp is so dope. 50. I mean, when I tell you, like Karen and Claire, like we did I did the game with Claire and Karen has Our Kind of People, and I did a Lee Daniels show with her too called Star. They just like moved out to Vegas and like Randy and like all these creators of these shows, man. When I tell you they are just like I said, Reggie, the creator of Swagger. When I tell you everybody and the actors, everybody's so easy. Like y'all would love to work with. I just did a song with Russell from BMF, the dad. You know what I mean? That is fire. Like these dudes everybody's got these different talents. So on the side, you'll just do different songs with these different people, man. It's just dope, man. It's just they're all really good people.
Strike that from the record.
I got an easy one for you, Big Tank. Who's your favorite Pittsburgh rapper? And you better not get this one wrong. You gotta go home. You gotta go home. You really not get it wrong? Go ahead.
If it's safe to say.
Of course, I'm gonna say Wiz and Mac.
Okay, all right.
But Mac was amazing to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mac Miller was probably more hip hop than Wiz. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like as far as like Wiz was, more today popping, and Wiz is Wiz. You know what I'm saying? But man, I love Mac. Mac's song. You know what I mean? Like Mac was creative. Like Mac was early. Talented. You know what I mean? He was like early, man. Like I love Mac. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna say it's a tie with them two.
Yeah. Okay. But let's focus less on current things now, just to avoid any conflicts. And I'd like to focus on the career that you had that gave us that plaque that's right over your right shoulder, right there. That caused you to be able to collaborate with artists like Missy Elliott for the 1 minute man production? I mean, I'm just curious as to what all that entails. Like, how did you, end up in that space where you could, I mean, don't get me wrong. I know you're guy. You built yourself to be, and there's plenty of songs that you made that maybe didn't necessarily get this type of recognition. But in this particular, this is, I mean, it's still it's still hanging up. You know what I'm saying? Like, talk to us how you got to that point. How did you all, what was that like?
I was, my manager is this dude named Kyrie Brown. Like, Jay Brown works with Jay-Z, and he's Jay's brother. And got like some beats I was, just in the garage making to Timberland, and Timberland heard it and was like, yo, I want to sign you. So I signed with Tim and went to New York, and we started working out there first. And then we're in the studio with Missy later. So Tim would just come in, and we all worked in headphones. You know what I mean? Timberland works in headphones. So I just came in, and I heard the sample, and somebody just posted it too. I just got a DM about it, but heard it and started cutting it up, and just start like messing with it. And then Tim took it and started doing his thing to it. And then Craig Brockman, phenomenal keyboard player, came in and he touched it up a little bit. And when I tell you, a beat is just a beat until the right artist gets on it. Like, she took that thing and sprinted with it. You know what I mean? Like, no matter how dope a beat is, it's just a beat. But until like somebody like a Missy or a Fab or a Ree or Christina or somebody like that get on it and turn it into something, it's just a beat. And when she went with it, I never would have saw. You know what I mean? I wasn't, but she's so creatively different and just talented. Like, Missy is just, man, one of my, probably top 3 female artists of all time.
Do you mind if I ask you, when were you there in the writing process? Did you see Missy Elliott's mind at work when she heard the beat and started to like put the words with it? Did you get an opportunity to kind of
like, nobody really, like, when Missy gets into her shit, like, nobody's really in the room. Like, but the studio we were working at in LA, there was a studio like where I was placed at. Like, there's a big room in front of me. There's like a pre-production room behind it, so I can see everything going on. So I got my headphones on, and I know she's writing to the beat. So you're seeing her just in her creative space doing her thing, and man, but she's so like she's just a different thinker. Like, Missy will like literally, if you just give her some drums, just if she likes the drums, she can write over that. You know what I mean? Like, a whole song, like, over just that. Melodies, harmonies, like, she different. She's different.
Forgive me, but sometimes things are said and they burn places in my head. You said that you were in the garage with Timberland. Is that normal?
No, I was in the garage making beats.
Oh.
And my manager, because back then we had CD burners. I don't know if y'all remember.
Right. Yeah, of course.
So, you burn your beats on a CD. Gave it to my manager. He gave it to Jay. Jay gave it to Tim. Who's this? I want to sign, dude.
Nice. For those watching and listening, who aren't familiar with your rise to success, could you kind of give us some insight as to some of the stepping stones that you took? Like, when did that leap go from beat maker who's an aspiring artist to work with others, to getting the first opportunity you had to work with the big artists, to then working with Timberland, to then working with Carl, and then working with Courtney Kemp? Like, there's a progression here. Like, could you kind of give us some of the foundation and how you progressed up into that position?
So, start off, like I said, DJing forever. And then was making beats in the garage. The garage beats got better when I got with Bud. and then Bud would take my beat CDs out, and like Butter, like I said, already did like Bow Down and was working with, like, he was signed to Dre, so he was working with everybody. He just started having me around that. And the more I was around that, the more I would pick up from people, meet people like Dog and, you know, different people, but just meet them and be in the studio around them and just like checking out how they move and like just learning. And then I think I sold my first beat to this rapper on Hollywood Records for like $5,000, and you couldn't tell me.
That's a big deal.
I wasn't a millionaire right there with an extra $5,000 because I had a good day job, you know, working in pharmaceuticals, legal pharmaceuticals, you know, but you know, that 5,000 felt different. And then I sold another one. I was selling these beats for like 5 G's, and you know, just getting better at my craft. And then I was actually at a pharmaceutical conference in Florida, yo. And Timberland called me, and I didn't believe it was him. He called myself. I was like, man, stop playing on my phone, right? And you know, I hung up, and he called back and was like, don't hang up. I was like, oh shit. Because you know, I'm at a conference. I got, you know, now I don't have a suit on. I got a button up on them. You know, hey, how you doing today? I'm Derek. I'm not Tank. I'm Derek. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, he calls me and he's like, yo, I want to bring you to New York right now. I'm like, what? Literally flew me from from Florida to New York. Took me shopping because I had no clothes. I had all work clothes. Went to New York and we just started working. It was crazy. Wow. I told my job, I was like, yeah, listen, you know, I quit. Yo. It was like, what? I was like, yeah, I ain't gonna do this. I was telling other people, like because I'm on a work trip. I'm telling them, I'm like, yeah, you know, I'm signing with Timberland. Really, Tank? I'm like, no, I'm telling you, man, I'm about to sign with Timberland. Like, I'm going to New York.
Uh-oh. Oh no. It's all good. It happens. He'll be back.
There we go. He came back.
There he is. You say last thing you heard was you're going to New York.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, I'm signing with Timberland. I'm about to go to New York. I told my boss, I was like, they're like, you putting your 2-week notice in right now on a trip? I'm like, actually, it ain't even gonna be 2 weeks.
Right? Sometimes it's not. Right. Sometimes it's 2 days. You know what I mean? You have to accept that.
I lead them all. You know what I'm saying? So I told like a couple of my friends, I could tell they didn't believe me. I could tell, you know, but I quit going to the meetings, the seminars. I'm like, I'm ready to go. So like the next day, a car picks me up. They sent a car to come pick me up, right? And this is like I had signed my contract. I already got my advance. Like it happened so fast. Like I got my banking number. He wired me bread. It was there the next day. So I was like, no, it happened fast. So
before you continue, do you mind if we ask, like, what's he wiring originally as an entry level, you know, producer? Like what back in, I'm assuming like the maybe early 2000s or so. What does that warrant? If you're able to explain.
Well, it was more than a year's salary. You know what I mean?
and let's keep it real. Pharmaceutical sales, legitimate. They make a lot of money. They're in the 80, 90, 100s. They're in the 6-figure brackets.
I was making a little bit over 6 figures at the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but you know, I had kids. So, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, as much as I wanted the opportunity, I wasn't, you know, it's hard to be a farmer rep, you know, as an African American, like to get to there, you know, that wasn't no easy job. So, you know what I'm saying? For me to let it go, I had to know 12 months at least minimum, plus a little VIG on top it needs to be taken care of. You know what I'm saying? Wow. So he understood that because, you know, he didn't have kids at the time, but he understood, like I said, before I was a grown up when I jumped into music. So, you know, I had like a different, my priorities were different. You know what I mean? For doing it. I had a different motivation as well to get it done. You know what I'm saying? So.
Absolutely. Yep. Go ahead, Ty.
I mean, hearing your journey, you know, from being a DJ to where you are right now, how have you been able to like maintain longevity in this game? Because I'm sure it's, you know, it's a lot of tumultuous, dealings and stuff you might have with different people and everything like that. But you seem to be a really humble guy, and I just wonder how you've been able to maintain that throughout this whole journey.
Man, I mean, truthfully, well, first being able to pivot is huge. When you start talking about success and longevity of success, like to be able to see where trends are going and to like try to become as astute as possible. But then also, like the very first television job I ever got was a show called My Wife and Kids. And when Damon Wayans had hit me up, and I started working on that. That was the first time I had done anything in TV. And when he offered me the job, I didn't know what to do. I just said yes. I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do it. And then I went to UCLA and took classes on composition because I had never done any TV before, and took a course there and got my certificate and all that. While I was doing the show, I was also in school learning how to be a composer and what composers were supposed to be doing, and because I knew how to play, but I didn't know how to compose or different things. So took myself to UCLA, got in some classes, and learned how to compose. And once I was composing, then just when I was on the Boondocks, I was a music supervisor. So just learning different things, and you're always putting new tools in your tool belt, and you just have to be as diverse as possible. And I don't say no to nothing. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm smart, so I'm gonna figure out whatever. So once you put it in front of me, I'm gonna figure it out, and become great at it. My brothers tell me all the time, like one of the things that makes you successful is you're obsessive, and I am. Yes. Like if I want to do something, I'm gonna become like obsessed with it. Like I want to learn it. Like I learn every DAW. Like I can make beats on Studio One or FL Studios or Ableton or Serato. Like I learn everything inside out just because I want to know it. You know what I mean? So when it came to becoming an A&R, then I became an A&R. Ron Fair had hired me at Geffen Records to be an A&R and working with some Thug and got that. And then you're an A&R, on the inside because I had Neo and Janae and was bringing them up along the ways and making records with them and building them up. People knew I had a good ear for talent. So once I became an A&R, then music supervision, and then I knew so much about publishing. I started working on the publishing side, and man, you just keep adding tools to the tool belt. You know what I'm saying? Like don't limit yourself, because you don't even know. Like, I don't know where my career is going to go. You know what I mean? You never know, because you one day be the president of something, or you possibly could, you know what I mean? You just have to continue to just keep your head down and do good work and just stay out of the petty, the bullshit, don't find yourself in the bullshit with nobody. You know what I mean? Just people want to see you do good and you want to see people do good. As long as you roll around with that mantra, you're gonna be good. That's what I believe, at least.
Are you okay with being the guy behind the scenes? Do you ever get a little like, hold up, bro, I did this shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, plenty of people know you. Don't get me wrong. I know Big Tank is we know that you exist, but even in this time that we've spent with you, I've learned that you've been even more instrumental in projects that I was unaware of. Does that ever get on your nerves? Like, do you ever want to just stand up on the top of a mountain and be like, look, I built this shit too. Like, like if it wasn't for me, you might not have a Fabulous or a Neo. Like, do you ever want to, not necessarily that they wouldn't be anybody, but that your influence, your superpower that you applied, it's not getting the recognition maybe that you feel it deserves? Does that ever hit you like that?
Nah, if I want my credit, don't get me wrong. Like if I do something, I want to be recognized for what I did. But you know what, man? I like to promote them as the star. Like Fab's a star. He was gonna be fabulous. I was lucky to work with Fab. Like I really think like that. Like I really think like I'm lucky to work with that dude. I'm lucky to work on BMF. I'm lucky to work on Ghost. I'm lucky to work on Greenleaf with Oprah and that amazing, crew of people. I'm lucky. So when you look at things like that, you don't trip off of it as much. You know, like I said before, like my kids is good, I'm good. You know what I mean? Like as long as the people I love are good, everything else just works out. You know what I mean? So I just feel blessed. So whether it be, you know, working with 50 Cent on, you know, on all 4 of his shows, like every show he got, I do. You know what I mean? If it's, you know, working with the Lena Waves, who, you know, we just laugh and talk on the phone and, you know, just having those kind of relationships with those types of people. I feel lucky. So I don't really trip off of, you know, anything like that because I feel like the luckiest dude on the planet.
Now, 50's a well-known prankster. Like we know him online for playing pranks. Have you ever been the victim of one of 50's pranks?
Nah. Yeah, I mean, nah, listen, dude, like he about his business. You know what I mean? He just want fire.
Right.
You know what I mean? As long as you deliver him fire, he ain't gonna mess with you. Five gonna go do he gonna be over there. As long as it's dope, and he like, you know, if there's an issue, you're gonna find out. But as long as it's dope and like they want to hear it, like that's what I love about all these shows. The people are really in tune to music.
Okay.
Yeah,
you know,
you hear it, you can tell.
The whole label, Reggie Blythewood, like these people are really music people. So, you know, like they're gonna challenge you too. Like, hey, I need something dope for that. I need something that you know what I mean? Like they know. Like our shows, man, are the biggest music shows ever. Like every show's got like 15 cues in it. You know what I mean? Like, so there's just so much opportunity. You know what I mean? Like they're opening up so many doors for so many artists. You know what I'm saying? And they all got their own thing. Like I know like what Lena likes to hear. You know, I know like Ghost sounds a certain way. Kanan sounds different than BMF. And even though the years are close to the same, the 2 shows sound completely different from each other. You know what I mean? So you have to be able to differentiate between like the styles of everything. And that's where being a DJ, quite honestly, helped me get to here because you study, and a producer, I'm studying kicks and snares because I used to have to, you know, grab your kick and snare clean for me to use your drum break. So I know the difference between the kicks and snares from 88 to 92. And you know what I mean? And why, you know, I remember the equipment change because I made beats. You know what I mean? So, you know, you know when, you know, you're going back in different drum styles. You remember all the different types of hip hop. I was DJing in college. You know what I mean? So you just know it. So it makes this job like easy for me. You know what I mean? You know, and the songs tell you where to go. Like if you watch a scene, the song will tell you like that song fits that scene. You know what I mean?
I was gonna ask you that how you found how you would come up with the arrangement for that scene.
Whether it be like you know, like if you go like when Mini Man came out when Tommy came up on Ghost, you know what I mean? Like it just fit. Like if there's certain songs that just fit things, you know what I mean? Like I remember watching Malcolm and when Spike used, I think it's a Change Gonna Come. Like I think he was panning around, and it was just the way it was shot. I just looked at that song so different. So I find myself looking for opportunities to do that where I can. Like I really want to do that on these shows. So just like a Booty Butt Cheeks or whatever, it's just something that sparks you and you just kind of know what to go do or what it should sound like. So you just do it.
Word. Yeah, you doing that for swagger as well, because I noticed you'll put in the Baltimore, because I think that's in DC, Baltimore. So you'll have some
go
from that area, you know what I mean? Yeah, like
in the morning.
It's dope. It's dope. Yeah.
You gotta know about DJ Cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then you gotta turn around though. And you know, I mean, of course, Rare Essence and all those guys, but then you gotta turn around when you do Chicago shows. If you don't have no house in your Chicago show, you really Chicago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're doing a West Coast show, you better have some leads. You gotta have something with a real moog in it. If you're doing some boom bap, I better hit some cuts. If it's something from the East Coast at that time, If we go to Miami, I need I need the tempos about 130. Like there's a sound that's a Miami sound. You know what I mean? Like you got to just know the regions and what it sounds like. If you're gonna do something in Houston, you better chop and screw that thing. Like everybody's got like their thing. You know what I'm saying? So as a music supervisor, you got to be able to know times, errors, with the bass sounds they was using then versus the bass sounds they're using here. Why those kicks and snares work and those don't. Like trap music has completely different drums than, of course, anything from the 90s and the 80s. You know what I mean? So you can't do hip hop beats with those drums. If you hand that in to me, I'll be like, see, you don't know what you're doing. You can't use those drums at that era. They didn't do that back then. You know what I mean? So just fortunate to be doing so many things to learn all those things. I didn't even know music supervision was a profession.
Yeah.
Well, who knew?
What does it entail? What does that job description entail?
The songs. I'm choosing the songs on all the shows.
Oh, so even the ones that you have to buy the sample or you have to lease
so when you're watching a show, if you hear a song come in the background, or if a song scores the scene, I'm picking those songs.
Word.
Yeah, that's why I was asking him how does he pick the arrangement for that scene? Because his songs, like he was saying for Many Men, in the scene, it fit. It was perfect. And like when the song comes, you like, oh no, it's like it's that perfect. It's that perfect marriage of the song and the scene, and it just coming together and just putting together that, because that was a dope scene. And he's done it in a lot of stuff on there.
Michael Rainey and those guys were talking about different songs on their little, or not their little. They have a podcast. Awesome. I wanted to be disrespectful. Those are my guys.
The crew has it.
But on there, yeah, and this, but they were talking about, and I'm about to go in there next. But they were talking about, just some of the songs and like their favorite songs of the season. And it's a dope episode. And they shouted me out on there, and they were just like, "Yo, shout out to Big Tank," which also for me feels crazy because you don't think that they're paying attention to their show like that. But when you put a song over, they'd be like, "Yo, where's he getting these songs from?" Because they haven't heard a lot of these songs before either. And there's a lot of songs, like Many Men's an easy one, but there was, a song when Kane was cutting up somebody that they were talking about, or when Diana and Monet are looking for stuff. I got this song called Hiding in the Bushes with the SpongeBob sample, and it played in the background. But people that hadn't heard that record before, so they were looking for Hiding in the Bushes, as they're searching for something. You know what I mean? So, but the song, when the song and the scene fit, it's like a marriage, man. It's perfect. We had a song on the Shy called Sometimes. This is like my biggest success story. And I've had a ton of songs go number one, but I had a song on the Shy called Sometimes by Davion Ferris that blew up so much. Lena Waithe ended up signing him, getting him a deal at Def Jam through Grad, and now the kid is signed to Def Jam Records from a song that we found and put on a TV show.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying?
Deal.
I mean? So you change lives. You have the opportunity to. You know what I mean? So I'm about that.
I'm so happy to hear that you still have, through all the people, all the productions, all of the projects that you've worked on, that you still have the desire to use your gained privilege, so to speak, in the industry to help uplift somebody. Some of the names that you've worked with, including the Fabs and the Janaes, they aren't today what they were when you met them. I said that backwards. They weren't when you met them who they are today. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes those certain projects, I'm assuming, were instrumental in making them. So I'm curious. I do have another question that's a little outside of this, but I'm curious as to what your experience was working with some of these individuals. We know already how big of an impact you were on the Missy Elliott 1 Minute Man, but you also worked with Christina Aguilera. You know what I'm saying? And I'm assuming that there's a difference in vibe or environment with that, or how does that work?
So when we were doing Christina's record, me and DJ Premier were the two main hip hop guys that were working in the studio with her. She would come in. So she's like a freak of nature. Like Christina would come in cold, and cut a verse and a hook and not make a mistake.
Oh my God.
Like no pitch, no vocal flaw. Like I ain't never seen that before. Like she could sing. Like it's different. No, for real, it's different. Like vocally, there's nothing she can't do. So it's just different, man. Like yeah.
What were those projects?
So she had a song called "Oh Mother."
Okay.
And a song called "On Our Way."
On Our Way.
You know, and she sung "Oh Mother," like, you know, it's about just her mother and, you know, some domestic violence and whatnot, and she just appreciated her mom. It's just a dope record, you know what I mean? So, you know, working with her, and she's from Pittsburgh, you know what I mean? It's just a really talented person. But I mean, Fab is dope. I mean, there's just so many people who are dope. Mac 10 and Ice Cube and those guys are dope. Like this, all these dudes are just dope dudes, man. Like it's just, you know, from Mos Def on down, like they're just really good people, man. So, you know, I just feel blessed again just to be working with them.
Yeah, I mean, even for Fab, like I heard that Fab had that kind of energy too, like that one take Jake type. You know what I'm saying? I'm pulling up in the studio. You know what I'm saying? Give me the beat. I'm gonna give you the bars, and I'm gonna go about my business. Type. Did you experience that?
Fab's a freak, man. Super talented. Nah, for real. Like I think he's one of the most underrated MCs of all time because he's such a good rapper.
Yeah.
If people really, you know, if they care about bars, they really care about what Fab is doing because he's always been a bar king. He always can spit. Always.
Yeah. I mean, Fab is dope. Definitely a lion in the hip hop industry, but kind of back in the singing trajectory. Did you work with Rihanna a little bit too?
Yeah, so like we had a song called "First Time" that I did with Fab and Ree, and she just, you know, she's Rihanna, man. What do you want to say? No, for real. Like I mean, again, these people are different, talented. They're just good, man. They're just good. And good people. Like I never had nobody that was like crazy.
No,
like real blessed. I just haven't. You know what I mean? Like everybody cool. So, you know, like if somebody's crazy, they wasn't in the studio.
Oh, okay. They probably,
you know what I mean? When they got by the time they got to me, they was good to go. You know what I mean? So I got lucky.
When working with some of the folks on some of the shows that I watched with, you know, some of the family, like Greenleaf, you know, do you find that you have to use a different mindset on shows like Greenleaf or movies like Praise This? Kind of have to leave the I mean, now don't get me wrong, Greenleaf wasn't a complete just straight Christian. Like there was some very risque, you know, topics discussed in that, but there's still the whole mindset that this is probably being watched by a community that's probably less acceptable for, you know, like power shows. So does that go into like your thought patterns when you're thinking of what to use for those type of shows?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a different type of vibe. You know what I'm saying? But Greenleaf is dope. I mean, man, like Deborah Joy is really talented, right?
Of course.
You know, so I mean, she's super duper dope. Keith is super duper dope. You know what I mean? Man, it's one of my favorite shows. Like, it would be hard for me to actually like whittle that list down, but like everybody was just super duper dope, man, and would come in the studio and bring so much good energy because, you know, it's a gospel show, so you were always recording songs, always recording songs, you know. So like Greenleaf was the energy around Greenleaf. It just like when I'm doing Ghost, it's like I'm here. I'm like, my energy is like, today turn up. When I'm doing Kanan, I'm going back. I'm taking it back. Like I want the room to feel like it's that time period. I'm making you like rap like that or sound like that, you know. And then, you know, Greenleaf, you know, it's a different kind of feel. Even like on Praise This, like, you know, like you feel anointed, like you want it to be you want people to feel it differently. Like even though it's a TV gospel song, you want it to come off like church.
Yeah.
You want it to feel like our church. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not trying to make nothing that feels like chapel. I want it to feel like church. So I'm trying to give them that feel on TV because I know we watch it and I know we're critics. So if I give you some chapel music on a show that's supposed to be a gospel show, they're gonna be like, fire tank, man. They can't do our shows no more. Man. I'm gonna get my card taken. Can't have that happen.
Nah, we ain't taking cards.
Can't have that happen. So, you know what I mean? So I'm always trying to give us the most authentic shit. Like for real. Like if somebody's a rapper on the show, I want you to sound like you got bars.
Word.
I mean, like I'll go to AZ, I'll go like to Thorell. It's not like I'm gonna go to one of my guys that I know got bars, and I know all the rappers from before. Like I know all the producers from whenever. So I'm trying to find. I'm having them collab and make some fire. You know what I mean? So this year we got so many good songs on Raising Canaan. We got so many dope songs on the shot. Like y'all gonna be. Well, we're going with the artist, and just man, it's all being elevated.
Let's go to Nolly then Ty, because Nolly hasn't had a chance to get a word out yet. What's up,
Hey,
Nolly?
Oh,
Nolly, you're on mute.
I forgot my son was screaming. It's not so much a question. It's more so like a compliment. The Chi is one of my favorite shows. And what makes it great and what really pulls you in is always the music. I've never been like, that don't fit, or this feels weird. Like it's always been like, I need to look up that song now, So I just wanted to say thank you for contributing to like the experience of watching the show. It's an amazing show and the music just makes it that much better.
I appreciate you so much for saying that, for real, because I'm really trying. You know what I mean? And like I told y'all before,
beautiful.
Appreciate it, man. And working with Lena, like I said to you before, like Lena Waithe is a beast. Like we call ourselves, we're like the tag team. Like we'll sit down and we'll go do, things meticulously to make sure everybody fits with everybody, everything fits with everything. So, to know that the fans are hearing it and liking it and paying attention to the music on the show, man, like it always makes me feel great to hear that on all the shows, because I don't think when I was growing up, I paid that much attention to the music on the shows, and I don't want that to be the case on any of my shows. I want the music to be like a character, nice. like that's my imprint on that show, kind of thing. So, yeah, I appreciate it big time. Thank you.
That's a big deal. That's for real. What's up, Ty?
Ty, now you're muted.
Evidently, y'all have mute disease this morning. Like, let's go ahead and get up off.
Yeah, my bad. I just didn't want to. I didn't want to. When we were speaking, I didn't want to mess that moment up. But I really would be remiss if I didn't mention this. And then I want to preface this by saying this is not a shot against anybody, but I want to make sure that we address the fact that you are working on all Black shows, and these like. Being in a position that you are to be able to work on all Black shows with all Black casts, and what does that mean for your spirit, sir?
Great question.
I feel like we're doing something that's never been done. I feel like what we're doing is groundbreaking. I feel like the shows, the Power Universe, and Alina and Reggie and Karen and Ava DuVernay and all the people. I've been fortunate enough to get in with and do some amazing things. And I just got, like working with Will Packer and Tina on Praise This. Like, there's never been a movie like Praise This before. Like, no one's ever done music like that on a movie before. If y'all haven't seen it, y'all need to watch it. It feels like I'm doing something for our culture that no one's done before. So that is probably like one of the biggest things I've ever done in my life. I feel like I'm really doing something for our entire culture, because I'm trying to give so many people opportunities to get their stuff heard that probably wouldn't have never had that opportunity before. So I'm always looking for, like, who can we put on? Who can we help get on? Who can we, try and make their dream come true? You know what I mean? And get them those opportunities. So I really feel like I'm trying to just elevate our culture and our music and bring something to the table that, we haven't even had those opportunities to do those things before. So now that there's that opportunity and they, fucked around and put me in a situation to where I get to do it and be the go-between, the plug, whatever, however you want to say it. It feels great to know that I'm bringing in so many, opportunities and people that, like I said, 10 years ago, we probably didn't even have the opportunity to do. Shout out to Jeremy Summers. Shout out to Jeremy Summers for seeing that in me and giving me my first TV show. I appreciate you, Jeremy.
Oh, big ups to that, man.
Big up, Jeremy. Hey, Tank, you mentioned before how now one of the reasons why we're fortunate to be able to talk with you today is because we did speak with Carl, and Carl brought you up as the catalyst towards him saying booty butt cheeks. But somehow that message got to you. How did that get to you again? Like how did you find out about that?
Oh man, so the lead actor, kid that plays Kanan on Raising Kanan.
Scott Curtis.
No,
that's not his name. Curtis.
He plays 50 Cent's character on the show. He plays Kanan, drummer, super talented kid. He sent me the link and I said, I didn't know you did this. And I watched it and was like, oh shit, that's dope. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. So yeah, it's crazy. You guys, more people are finding out about your guys' show and your podcast. So congratulations to y'all and what y'all doing, man. Like that's dope. You know what I'm saying? So
appreciate it, man.
I wanted to come on after that. I was like, oh, y'all gotta come on and if they want to know about any song, about anything, let me holler at them. You know what I mean? Carl's so dope, man. Oh man.
Yeah, man. We had a fun time.
Talented.
Just effortless.
You know what I mean? Just talented. Good dude, talented dude. Like you can't go wrong with guys like that. And I've been fortunate enough to have in my career. There's not a lot of, just not really a lot of hiccups. Just good people all over the place.
That's what's up, man. Well, listen, we're running low. We probably got a few minutes left. I hope you don't speed off after we end it. We just want to, just give you, big you up even after the recording's ended. But I'm just curious now. There's so much that we haven't talked about. You know what I'm saying? Like when there's just like, I wish we could just have you every single day for like a month and just pick your brain. But one of the things in the last few minutes is I'm curious as to like some of the stories that we could actually. Now I know we can't talk about everything. There's NDAs. There's a bunch of stuff, but there's got to be some crazy stuff going on in them studios that is public knowledge that you recall. Record. Like give me something, bro. Like. When you're recording with all of these folks, bro, somebody done did some weird, crazy shit, man, and it's just like, what just happened, yo? Like, seriously?
I'd love to be able to tell you that, man. I'm telling you, I didn't know. I've been in the studios and seen people get beat up before, but like,
for the show?
No. This is on some regular shit. That's low.
Imagine getting jumped on the set of like Brave This or something like that.
No. Listen, when actors see, and maybe it's because they're actors, right? Mm-hmm. They come in prepared. So we're going to be recording such and such today. They come in. We have 3 hours to knock this out, Big Tank. Let's get to it. You know what I mean? So I remember I was doing a show called The Game, and
yes.
We had a show.
We love The Game.
We had a character on that show named Jason Pitts.
Yes.
And Pitts. Okay, man. So funny, man. But again, it's another one. Like I did the beat in like 10 minutes, and he came in ready to just have fun. So when they come in like that, we can do anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So before I knew it, we're in there doing the Pitsy Shuffle and did it with the kids. And he's like, and he's like dancing around. And I'm like, oh my God, this is gonna. And he did all of that on set. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like I believe, like, man, I can tell you, like, most basketball players wish they was like rappers, and most rappers wish they hooped, right?
Yeah.
I think most actors also want to like make music. True. So when they get the opportunity to come in, they be so ready to go. It's just an easy time. Like they're never. I mean, at least I have never. Of course, you hear stories, but I'm telling you, I think they're just so happy to be able to have some creativity. You know what I mean? Okay. And go in and do something else creative that they haven't done before. And because of that, they are just in great spirits. And it's the studio. Like, we're in there, if you're around me, you're going to have a good time in the studio. Like, okay, if you can't sing, whatever, I don't care. We're going to figure it out. We in this together. No, for real, we in it together. And I'm going to let you feel that. You're going to feel that support. I'm not going to let you look bad. Know that. You ain't never going to look bad. You know what I'm saying? So whatever you do here today, we're just going to enhance it and make it better.
I'm so glad you said that, because Bad Ty was going to serenade you today to see if he was going to be able to get, like, Bad Ty, will you go ahead and just drop that shit you was working on earlier, homeboy? Just go. No? All right. I'm trying to give him some fame, man. You want to jump at it, man. You missed your opportunity.
It's your opportunity, man.
The tempo was fast as hell.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know what song he was.
1990 Chubb Rock jumps up on the scene with their leg in the pocket. That's what it was. He went the Chubb Rock on you. He wanted you to spit Chubb Rock's lyrics. He wanted you right now.
I wanted the Busta Rhymes, Chris Brown. Let me tell you about it.
No. Yeah, you doing a running man of that motherfucker, everything, boy. Like,
oh my God.
Yo, so all right, I'm just backing up. All right, real quick. So the vibe that you get from the actors, they come into the studio. Yes, it's time for me to perform. Where's my spot? This is where I stand. This is what I say. This is what I'll say.
Sometimes.
But different for the artists. So, like, talk to us about rappers. Yeah, well, R&B, all that. Like, they come in different vibe, right? I mean, anything crazy going on around these times? Oh, who got beat up?
He's like,
I can't say that.
Definitely not saying that.
Yo, the NDA is tight with Big Tank. Big Tank, there's no loose lips on this ship, bro. My man is not spilling tea today, bro.
Everything happens in the studio.
Got stomped in the nuts.
Everything happens in the studio. There's nothing that you won't see in the studio.
Okay, duly noted.
Nothing.
Okay, let me ease up that.
It's an adventure. Yeah. Depending on whose session you're walking in, it's an adventure, bro.
All right. We'll leave those. We'll leave those sessions with them then. I want you to keep your anonymity. But speaking of stomping them in the nuts, did you did you write that shit? And why the fuck did you pull? What makes you write a song called "Stomp Em in the Nuts," where the hook goes, and I quote, "Stomp em in the nuts, stomp em in the nuts."
They let you do whatever. Like Aaron was cool. You know what I mean?
Right.
Oh man, when Tom did the Usher song, there's a song I put in the car that's driving out. I like it. I make it rain on them with nickels and dimes. Like they just let you do. They let you do anything. Like the next time you watch Tom sing Confession, the car that's driving out of town, you're gonna hear me talk about I make it rain on them with nickels and dimes. Like they would just let me like I can just have fun. So if you're gonna give me that kind of leeway, fuck it. Let me just go in here and do what I think is funny.
So with that leeway, you decided Stomp Em in the Nuts was going to make the cut. Did they tell you? Did they give you a template? Was they like, okay, we need a song in which there are nuts that are stomped on, or?
Man, we just had fun. We just had fun. Like they just let us have fun. Seriously, you know what I mean? And I wouldn't always be there when Aaron and those guys and Carl and those guys were writing the scripts. But when it came to the songs, for the most part, they were just like, do what you do. You know what I mean? So it allowed me freedom to go have fun and be creative.
My man. Last question, and then we'll go ahead. Oh, go ahead, Ty. My bad. My
last question. As far as your legacy, I mean, we've heard a lot today about, you know, you paying it forward and creating opportunities for a lot of artists and a lot of individuals. What, if anything, do you want to leave behind as far as your legacy for your children, for people that are moving in the same direction of wanting to pursue a career that you also have? What can you tell them and tell us that could maybe help us in the near future?
Oh man, you know, I'm starting to like teach some classes at different colleges. So some of the questions that I get asked, you know, just like my path to my career and things like that. And what I try and tell people, man, is just stay open. Like, don't close doors. Like, just when opportunities are there, it ain't about the money. I know everybody got to make money. You can't do it like for bread, because before you hit, there ain't none.
Right.
So if you're only trying to intern here or do this or do that because of the money, you ain't gonna get there. You know, so you have to take opportunities as they come. So I was taking every opportunity, and learning, and then just applying it immediately. You know, different things I learned. So I would just tell, you know, I hope that I'm remembered for somebody who was able to be diverse. I have I'm doing a new TV show called Sinking Springs. What's my guy's name? It's on Apple Plus. He did Gladiator. He did Aliens. What is the name? What is this gentleman's name?
Find it for you.
He was an actor, or he
director. The director.
Sinking Springs director looks like it is. Oh, it's got Brian Tyree Henry in it? Okay, hold on.
Yeah, but he's huge. Ridley Scott.
Ridley Scott, of course. Yeah.
So this is my first time working with like a Ridley Scott. You know what I'm saying? Wow. So, and the cast is amazing. The show is going to be amazing on Apple TV. So I hope, you know, there's so much in music that's different in that one. I hope that people, when if they ever Google me, they see like, dang, not only did he do a bunch of stuff, but he was just diverse, and he could like pivot and go over here and kill that over here, and then come over here and kill that over here, and just always try to, like I said earlier, just keep adding tools to your tool belt, because you never know, you know, where life is going to take you.
Word. Well, look, bro. On behalf of all of us, we cannot thank you enough for donating your time. As I said at the beginning, we don't take it lightly. You know, it's not like just random, I ain't doing shit, so let me talk to y'all. Like, nah, I gotta pencil this out. You know, we get it. Like, so we don't take it lightly. We sincerely appreciate your time. Hope you hang out just for a couple more seconds. We can holler at you real quick. But thank you. And for all of our viewers, please make sure y'all share this, and make sure y'all stay up on these shows, because my man ain't out here hustling his way up to the top to not have anybody recognize the work he's putting in on each and every last one of these shows. Google them, look them up, check them out, and make sure you follow as well. And as for us, as we always say, be your authentic self. If you're not being yourself, you're being fake. And in all things, if you're a geek, go ahead and let that good geek flag fly.
I love the new blurred order. You should too.